Now, as promised, we're going to bring in John Ehrlichman from the markets desk for a preview of the two jobs report due out today. And John, always plenty of differing opinions on that ADP payrolls.
Yeah, there certainly are, Scarlett. On the one hand, ADP, a survey of roughly 22 million people, so it's something you can't avoid. On the other hand, when you ask economists, they often say using it as a gauge of what the Friday jobs number is going to look like is not all that helpful. Now, the expectation is that we're going to see a decline of 250,000 in the month of August. If you go back, by the way, to the story that we saw in July, you saw a decline of 371,000. That was worse than expected, and stocks sold off. Then on Friday, we got a number 247,000 lower. That was better than expected, and stocks rallied. So you always have to take these numbers with a grain of salt, Scarlett.
And also, of course, the payrolls, the government payrolls number estimate could change after the ADP report gets released.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone always likes to do a little bit of fudging afterwards, and that's one of the reasons we like to look at those estimates overall for the payrolls number, because economists are using some of that gut instinct in those numbers as well. By the way, we should mention, when it comes to manufacturing jobs, ADP is a pretty good gauge of what we get in the Friday session. John Herman Forecasting looked back since April 2007. On average, that number is within 3,000 jobs of what we get on Friday. So it's a pretty good indicator, except it wasn't last month. And one of the reasons for that, Scarlett, is that we saw GM and Chrysler exit bankruptcy. Some factory jobs rose as a result. That was not fully factored into the ADP picture, and it's why Herman thinks you're going to see an improved story on the ADP read in manufacturing jobs today, but he thinks it's already factored into the Friday data, so you have to also take that with a grain of salt.
Okay, those automakers screwing up the numbers a little bit for the month of August. And just to let you know, the change in manufacturing payrolls for the government report on Friday is for an estimated loss of 60,000 jobs. Overall, the change in non-farm payrolls, the estimate is for a loss of 225,000 jobs.